Well, welcome in and a very happy, Wednesday now, the 20th of May. It is the best betting show ever, and technology is a wonderful thing when it actually works. We had spent the better part of about 40 minutes earlier recording a show here, the Prez and I, breaking down all the games coming up here today. There was no Art to Caesar. He'll be back again tomorrow. And as luck and fate would have it, that recording didn't go over all that well. Technical difficulties and all. And the Prez is no longer available. That's a shocker. Looks like he's got some sort of rectal exam again. Don't know, didn't ask. I'm tired of hearing about it. But that doesn't mean we don't have information for you here. So we wanted to get something up for you guys here that talks about everything we've got going on. And what we've got going on, of course, is game one tonight between Vegas and Colorado in the NHL, your Western Conference Finals there, game one, and game two in the Western Conference Finals in OKC, with the Thunder getting ready to possibly avenge their loss to the San Antonio Spurs in game one. I'll tell you this, Prez certainly thinks the future markets need to be looked at when it comes to the NHL Conference Finals. He'll talk more about this tomorrow and Friday, which happens to be his birthday, by the way. But he'll talk more about it. We had talked about earlier how the price in the markets right now and he does believe this is going to go 6 or 7 games, might be worth a look-see here on Colorado. Kind of hard to disagree with them. I mean, listen, we all thought Colorado was going to have their hands full with Minnesota, and that didn't work out as they dispatched them rather quickly in 5 games. But I can tell you, and we talked about it earlier, that Vegas is a different animal. Vegas is a team that can absolutely score on you. 3 of the top playoff scorers are on this Vegas team. Mitch Marner just needed to get out of Toronto, apparently, to unleash his fury on the rest of the league. And neither of us love the goaltending here, although Hart has been phenomenal for Vegas here. But we both seem to think that maybe some goals are coming your way, at least early on in this series. But Vegas experienced. They have been here. They have done that. Mark Stone and company, they know what they're doing. Now, does that mean that every game is going to be some sort of wild shootout? Absolutely not. But it does mean right now in some of these, certainly in the predictive markets, got to look at Colorado. I think the sooner you get in, the better. I still laid the game and a half here with Colorado. I think it's going to go 6. I think Colorado is going to win 4-2. I think it's going to be exciting along the way. The Prez agrees. In fact, the Prez is locked in on a 5% best bet tonight in the NHL. And guys, those of you that have been following along, he has been crushing it all month long, all playoffs long. He threw out just an obnoxious number earlier regarding his NBA playoffs and NHL playoffs. And the number is absolutely crazy how well he has done in the postseason of both those sports. And he is locked in on a 5% best bet tonight. And I would suggest maybe you head on over and check that out. We'll have more on this series as well as Carolina getting ready to take on Montreal tomorrow. We'll have more Art to Caesar. We'll have some stuff for you tomorrow. But let's take a look at the NBA Conference Finals. We saw game one last night with the Cavs doing exactly what we thought they would do, run out of steam, and James Harden would be a liability. Didn't expect it all to hit at the same time with 7 minutes left, down 22 in the fourth, but hey, we'll take it one way or the other. We've lost in a lot of those spots here this postseason, so we'll go ahead and take the win there. We laid it with the 6, my clients and I yesterday, with the New York Knicks. 6.5, I think we ended up getting, or 7. The bottom line is, listen, it was only a matter of time, you felt, before the Knicks shots started falling in, but Brunson going after Harden might have been One of the funniest things I've seen in a very, very long time here. Ultimately, another overtime game. Knicks up 1-0. We mentioned yesterday in the predictive markets. You may want to hop on the New York Knicks there in the NBA Finals market. We didn't think, I mean, it was 70 cents to 30 cents in the NBA series market between the Cavs and the Knicks. It's trading around 79, 80 cents. So we did see a 10-cent move here with the Knicks winning that game last night. And now you're talking about a 22-cent, maybe 23-cent Cleveland Cavaliers team. So there is a buy low opportunity, certainly in the predictive markets. If you think Donovan Mitchell and Mobley and company can bounce back and get one in game 2, ultimately, certainly in the predictive markets, you're betting whether or not you think we're going to have enough repricing on the Cleveland Cavs. Will they win enough games in this series to make it worth jumping in right now? I do. Listen, at home, they're a different animal, and we all know that. It was a good win by the Knicks last night. They're not going to close this out in 4 or 5 games. I do think this series is going to be a 6-game, maybe even a 7-game series, much like a lot of people think tonight in the Western Conference Final. Same situation. Now, I, too, am locked in on a 5% best bet here tonight in this game. So I'll give you some of the thoughts that I have, not just in this game, but in this series, and certainly from a future perspective. Are we 100% convinced that whoever wins this series between San Antonio and OKC is winning the NBA Finals? Are you guys convinced of that? Drop that in the chat if you can here, guys. Put it in the comments. Tell me, is it OKC or San Antonio? Does anybody think the Knicks, if they eventually prevail, or the Cavs, have a shot at the NBA title this year? And will they make it interesting enough? Drop that in the comments, and don't forget, hit that like and subscribe button. And more importantly, head over to my page at WagerTalk.com and grab that 5% max bet here tonight. 4-0 on these 5% max bets during the postseason, guys. They don't happen often. 24-9 over the last 365 days on my 5% best bets. They don't come around, but when they do, there have been huge opportunities in this postseason that have availed themselves to some spots, and we've nailed every one of them. We're going to nail this one here again tonight. So that's available over at my page at WagerTalk.com. It does look like Aaron Fox is going tonight for San Antonio, but keep an eye out for that. We're still seeing 6.5, 7s in that spot there. Also, I do not, maybe a team total or even the first half again, because we talked about this last time. We talked about it in game 1. I told you I liked San Antonio in the first half in game 1 because of such a layoff that the Oklahoma City Thunder had. The Knicks last night as well, same situation. The Knicks look like, wow, 2 of 19 from 3 in the first half. Cleveland ends up getting it done in the first half and then falls apart late. Well, I still think you've got an opportunity here tonight in the first half with OKC. I may not want to trust them full game here with that 7'6" alien roaming in the middle, but do think that OKC at home might have a pretty good opportunity. The Prez agreed earlier. Right now, 4.5 in the first half. I think that might be a pretty good look. But my 5% max bet in this game tonight, guys, go grab it now over at WagerTalk.com. Parlay of the day is where we're looking at here. Now, again, Prez is locked in on the NHL game here tonight with his 5% max play, but he did tell us that he is already locking in the Carolina, I believe the Carolina game for tomorrow. He's already going in that direction. I don't blame him for that. But at the same time, I'm going to go a little differently. I am going to go with the first 5 under with the Yankees and the the Toronto Blue Jays here tonight. When you got Schlittner and you Savage on the mound, I think both of these guys are going to make life difficult on the hitters here. 4.5, even 4. I think we're going to get some a pretty good pitchers battle tonight in this one in the Bronx. So Yankees first 5 under for me in my part of the parlay of the day. All right, let's talk some predictive markets. We just gave you a couple to keep an eye out on, but there is no doubt. Get those plays in on Colorado if you like. And right now, I'm still seeing them in the series a 70-30, very much like what the Knicks and the Cavs were before game 1 here. Does Vegas have a shot tonight? I might dabble a little bit on this 30% here tonight, this 30-cent number with the Vegas Knights. I think there's some opportunities there, and I absolutely think you should invest in the New York Knicks in the NBA Finals market because I do think that they'll eventually win this series, and I do think whoever they're going to play in the finals, they will give them a run for the money. So I think right now it's all OKC and San Antonio in the predictive markets. Yeah, no, I think there's a good opportunity here to buy low on the Knicks because it's the only market the Knicks you can get that low on right now. So the NBA Finals, I would consider looking at the New York Knicks and lock them in at this price here. All right, let's do some Major League Baseball. A lot of afternoon games here, but we do have a whole bunch of games coming up a little bit later tonight, including the Atlanta Braves getting ready to take on the Marlins. Braves bounced back yesterday. Chris Sale is on the mound here today. Actually, it's a little cheaper than I thought it was going to be. I thought this was going to be $2. It's hovering around the minus 185 mark. But Chris Sale is one of the better arms on the card here today. Junk is, well, he's been throwing a lot of junk the last couple of starts here. Wouldn't shock me if the Braves get it done. Might even want to consider laying that run and a half against the Marlins here tonight. Can't trust the Tigers, even against Tanner Bybee, who I don't believe has won a game yet. But I do think the Guardians are the right side here tonight at a pretty decent price. The Mets have invented new ways to lose games. You got to love that. They got their rookie kid, Thornton, pitching tonight, called him up to replace Clay Holmes. Zach Lytle on the mound. Don't be fooled by his ERA. His last 3 starts have been much better. He hasn't pitched very deep, but they have been much better than what his first couple of starts of the season were. And the Nats bats are very much alive here. The total, 10.5, looks like it's starting to be bet back down in this one here, but inside the park grand slam home run has kind of turned me off of the New York Mets. I gave it to Yankees and Toronto, first 5 under. I do like the Brewers here tonight with Harrison against Cabrera. Cabrera giving up a lot of barrels his last couple of starts. That could be trouble tonight against the Brewers. I think Michael Wacha can hold down the fort there against the Red Sox. I do think the Athletics with Savale can handle it again against the Angels. I like the Pirates over the Cards. And I think the Dodgers and Ohtani get it done against the Padres here tonight. And that'll do it here, guys, for the abbreviated edition of the best betting show ever. Again, apologies, technical difficulties earlier. Prez will be back again, I believe tomorrow. So will Art to Caesar. We'll do it all over again. Also, the Prez's birthday being Friday, he's got a pretty cool deal, as you can see in the bottom of the screen there. Not only does he have a 5% best bet in the NHL, but he's given a 7-day birthday pass, all-access birthday pass for, well, he's turning, what is it, 57. Sorry, 57. $57, 7-day all-access pass on the Prez's page. No coupon code needed. It includes all his 5% best bets, including tonight, so you may want to head over there and take advantage of that. Also, 3 days all access for $49 has been a fantastic promotion. Take advantage, guys. Use the $49, 3 days all access. Go grab my 5% NBA play here tonight. Looking to make it a perfect 5-0 on these top plays here in the postseason in the association. Go grab that one and get every play for the next 3 days for just $49. Appreciate the time as always, guys. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll do it all over again. Hopefully, the technology will work this time. But enjoy the games. Enjoy tonight. We'll see you again tomorrow here on the best betting show ever.